I would like to invite Nanda to take seat on dais. And besides, I would like to request Venerable Chandrawara to take seat on dais. And I want to inform you that there are more 3 persons, they will come from online. Dr. Sobita Sakya is from Estonia, and Sachini Hansika, she is from Sri Lanka, and Dr. Matthew Ricard is from France. The scholars will discuss on the Buddhist education, relevancy of Buddhist education in contemporary global challenges. This seminar basically seeks 3 questions. What types of Buddhist educations are essential in contemporary global challenges? What types of Buddhist educations must be disseminated from the Lumbini Buddhist University and from all around the world? What types of Buddhist educations are expected? Focusing these questions, the scholars have written different papers, and today they are going to present their papers. So, without making any delay, first of all, I would like to request Nanda to present his paper.
Everybody, Namaste, Bengalava. I am from Myanmar. My name is Nanda. I want to topic promoting social justice and equality towards Buddhist education, struggles for inclusivity and diversity. Observed in the processes of post-study social justice and equality, the realm of education stands as a pivotal arena for transformation. Within this framework, Buddhist education emerges as a beacon of hope, offering stages that resonates with inclusivity and diversity. This seminar delves into the multifaceted dimension of promoting social justice and equality through Buddhist education, and it teaches actionable strategies for cultivating a more inclusive and equity society. Introduction. In the areas marked by social culture, democracy and systematic equalities, the imperative for promoting social justice and equality has never been more pressing. Education as a criticism for sincerity, change, and so much paramount roles in this environment. Within the rich transparency and educational philosophy, Buddhist education emerges profound paradigm that not only impart knowledge but also nurture ethical values and comprehension. This seminar aims to explore the dynamic instructions of Buddhist principle and education practice, offering insight into strategies for post-study inclusivity and diversity. Understanding Buddhist education. It is called Buddhist education transits and dissemination of information. It embodies an holistic appraisal and neutrally individuals, causes emotional and ethical dissemination rooted in the principle of mindfulness, comprehension and interconnectedness. Buddhist education cultivates a sense of empathy and understanding towards others by fostering such awareness and ethical discrimination. It's laid a groundwork for addressing social injustice or promoting equality, structure and exclusivity. Central to the issue of Buddhist education is the principle of exclusivity, which acknowledges the enhanced dignity and well of all beings to promote inclusivity in educational cities. Practitioners can employ a variety of strategies, including post-study dialogue and collaboration among diverse communities, integrities, diversity, property into curricula and criticism and what kind of learning improvements.
For presentation highlighting the relationship between Buddhist education and mind and social justice. How Buddhist education can be applied in order to do the proper social justice. Thank you very much once again. Now I would like to request Dr. Sobita Sakya. He is from Estonia and he is going to present his paper through online. Definitely Buddhism, the Buddhist education can be applied in different ways at present. And the scholars of the world have said that Buddhist education and Buddha's teaching might be one of the alternative thinking, alternative tools in order to solve the problems raising in the world. At present, people are facing various types of problems in the name of development. And those problems can be solved by applying Buddha's teachings. So Buddha's teachings can be one of the alternative tools for pacifying the problems raging in the world. Thank you very much, Sobit Sakyo. उहाँले विशेष गरी यो बौद्ध सुशासन जुन बौद्ध सुशासन भन्ने बौद्ध ग्रन्थहरूको आधारमा र बौद्ध ग्रन्थहरूमा बौद्ध सुशासनको उल्लेख छ त्यो बौद्ध सुशासनलाई कसरी प्रयोग गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने सन्दर्भमा उहाँले प्रकाश पार्नु भएको छ बुद्धका विभिन्न टिचिङहरूलाई हाम्रो देशको कानुनी क्षेत्रमा देशको प्रशासन क्षेत्रमा कस्तो किसिमबाट प्रयोग गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने सम्बन्धमा उहाँले चर्चा गर्नु भएको छ र उहाँले विभिन्न बौद्ध देशहरू जुन देशहरूले बौद्ध सुशासनका शिक्षालाई प्रयोग गरेको छ
This seminar papers investigate the utilization of Buddhist educational practice to enhance emotional intelligence within the framework social and emotional learning. By synthesizing Buddhist principles with the contemporary research on social and emotional learning, the study explores how mindfulness, compassion, and self-awareness teachings can foster emotional intelligence skills such as self-regulation, empathy, and interpersonal relationship. Through this integration, this paper proposes a comprehensive approach to nurturing emotional intelligence across diverse educational contexts. Introduction. This paper provides an overview of the convergence between Buddhist philosophy, social and emotional learning, highlighting the potential synergies for enhancing emotional intelligence in educational setting. It discusses the importance of emotional intelligence in fostering rational well-being and social harmony, setting the stage for the exploration of Buddhist educational application in subsequent chapter. Additionally, it outlines the structure of the paper and the contribution to the field of emotional intelligence, social and emotional learning research. Understanding emotional intelligence, its significance. This paper delves into the concepts of emotional intelligence, examines its various components and significance in personal social development, drawing from psychological theories and empirical research. This chapter illustrates the role of emotional intelligence in academic achievement, mental health, and interpersonal relationship by establishing a foundational understanding of emotional intelligence. The chapter lays the groundwork for exploring its conservation through Buddhist emotional practice. Exploring Buddhist philosophy and its relevance to emotional intelligence explores key tenets of Buddhist philosophy, such as mindfulness, compassion, and self-awareness, and examines their relevance to emotional intelligence, drawing upon ancient texts and contemporary interpretation. This chapter illustrates how Buddhist teaching offer insight and techniques for cultivating emotional intelligence by bridging the gap between Eastern Western tradition and Western philosophical framework. This chapter provides the theoretical foundation for integrating Buddhist principles into social and emotional learning program. Application of Buddhist educational practice and social and emotional learning. This chapter delves into the principal application of Buddhist educational practice within the context of social and emotional learning. It examines specific techniques and intervention diverse for Buddhist teachings, such as meditation, mindfulness exercise, and empathy training, and explore their potential for enhancing emotional intelligence skills among learners. Integrating Buddhist mindfulness into social and emotional setting within Buddhist society foster emotional resilience, empathy, and focus. Find incorporation practice like mindfulness, breathing, and meditation into classroom. Students learn to manage stress and enhance concentration. Socially, mindfulness cultivates compassion and understanding, promoting harmonious integration. Teacher can model mindful behavior, fostering a supports environment. This holistic approach nurture well-being and cultivate.
I'm going to call upon Dr. Matthew Ricard, and we have received his recordings. I would like to request to his recordings. Actually, card.
I want to be very active. I'm very happy to be here. Our moderator, Dean, Professor Manik Shakko, who has invited me last time when I was 2 weeks ago. I usually come 3 times in a year in Nepal, but this time I have to come 4 times. When I come here, because I retired in the 5-6 years ago. I'm running now 73, but I want to be active another 10 years. So I think it's the happiness to live with the people, interact and socialize ourselves. As a pedagogue, I'm very concerned about pedagogy and curriculum designs. And my research focuses on particularly indigenous science, knowledge, and anti-colonial discourse, or critical pedagogy, and curriculum design. So this is my field of interest. And I did work for a period of time. I did work in 13 countries actually. This is my last part in Lumbini. I was once dreaming of coming to Lumbini, Birthplace. I came here a couple of times. I'm looking for a space where I could talk something else. Because I've seen in University of Notre Dame, US, they teach Catholic values in their education system. And then if you go to Catholic University in Australia, they also teach something like that. Then Quaker University, colleges in England, they also teach us. Then Canada, there is also some universities that teach us on their values and practices. So I was looking for a space where to go, because I cannot go to Vishwabharati, where I could teach. Kavi Rabindranath Tagore established Vishwabharati in the model of Nalanda. If it's not my saying myself, it is the scholar, Dr. Banerjee, Professor Banerjee wrote it in his book, in his book. And also if you look at Deepak Barua, who was once the Vice Chancellor of Deemed University of Nalanda, he wrote ancient universities. Over the period of time, I've been looking through the Takosila model and the Nalanda Vishwavidyalaya model, and when I became matured enough, and I matured enough later on, because although I was born in a Theravada Buddhist family in Chittagong, and my ancestors all are Buddhist, they moved somewhere, as I said at the beginning, they moved from Nepal or Indian border somewhere else. I don't know. I yet to be investigated, yet to find out my originality. But when I come to Nepal, I feel myself very proud because I have a Nepali face. So I can get by. Although I'm not fluent enough in discussing, talking, speaking Nepali language. But I understand what you said. I've been coming to Nepal since '89, and I was trekking one time. Once I came with my 2 Swiss friends, and they are nice. They were working with the Sata for trekking Langtang Valley. At the point of time, I was sick, and then I was staying in the Tibetan village. So what happened? They said, "You stay, I go to trekking." How? And I was staying in Tibetan village. I was treated very well at that time. And then I was staying, still I remember, I was staying in the guest house, per night 5 rupees. And then breakfast 5, lunch 5, dinner 5. Oh, I said, so peace, happiness. Right? I stayed for a week, then I came back to Kathmandu. And then it was, since that time I've been coming and going and back and forth. I was struggling throughout the period of time. I was in a Catholic school and convent. Later on, my father pushed me to go to village school, which was the place my parents were born, because it was a place for anti-colonial movement against British colonial power. My father was also involved, although tactfully he was appointed by the British Indian government, 1942. He was based in Calcutta. But he opted in the 49-50s to go to Bangladesh, because at that time Bangladesh was Indianist Pakistan, because of my grandmother. So I was Catholic school, English medium school, and then also Bengali school, So my Bengali was not a very pure Bengali at that time. And I used to go to Calcutta all the time, refine my Bengali, because I want to speak like a German, not a sweet German, right? So I came out studying through, and I thought like that because in my family tradition you have to go to the West, Billet. You know the Billet? I think you know the Billet, London. You have to go to London. You have to study London University, Oxford or somewhere else. And I didn't understand those at that time because pressurizing. When taken to the school, I went to the school at 2.5 years in kindergarten. So much pressure and moving to different places. I'm not finding my place in my friends and relatives. And then I came out. I decided not to teach at the university or college. So I decided to teach. I just decided to work with as an activist, as an engaged Buddhist practitioner. I didn't understand at that time what is called Buddhist engagement. So I gone through the Paulo Freire, Pedagogy of Rest, who is a Brazilian pedagogue. So as a pedagogy student, I was learning through. Then I didn't understand that I had gone through all of his books. Then I went into the Canada. Then I realized as I doing things, he used two terms, engagement and enlightenment. I said, this guy borrowed a concept from Buddhism.
And I also told him, Lumbini Buddhist University only provide local hospitality and domestic welfare. But he said, no problem, I will come to participate in the seminar and I will present. You know, nowadays, in Asian countries, mostly we are following Eurocentric education. We are following the system of that Dr. Sachini Hansika. I think she is going to present through online. Let's please check. Sachini Hansika.
So it is an inherent feature of the human existence. So when it moves on to the religion, so Buddhism is an important religion in the world. So that points out the solutions for the every problems in the world. So when we move on to the conflict management, also the same. So Buddhism is a religion that guides towards the peace and non-violence. So according to Buddhist perspective, the reason for all the conflicts of the society, all the conflicts of the human mind is greed, hatred and delusion. So those defilements are the reason for the pollution of the human mind. So the Pali canonical texts prove how the Buddha has pointed out the teachings related to the conflicts management. So I'm going to discuss about the teachings related to the conflicts management in Buddhism. So my present problem is, what are the Buddhist teachings that can be applied for conflict management in the society? So the objective of this research is to examine the related Buddhist teachings on the conflict management, and my research is based on the Aranavibhanga Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya. For this research, I use primary and secondary sources, and as a method of research, I used the study of source method, and I analyze all the data under qualitative data analysis method. So when I move on to my topic, my findings, so we know that conflict is a violent dispute and incompatibility of the position. Human is a part of the society. So there are various characteristics of each person. People have various opinions and the ideas. Based on these different ideas, that are causes for the arisement of the conflicts in the society, as a part of the society, as a man, as a part of the society. So according to the Buddhist perspective, what is the main reason for all the conflicts are greed, hatred and delusion, the pollution of the human mind. We can divide conflicts into two parts as intrapersonal conflicts and interpersonal conflicts. Intrapersonal conflicts means the conflicts which are arising in our own mind. And interpersonal conflicts is the social conflicts and the external conflicts. So among these two, the important thing is intrapersonal conflicts. External conflicts also we can avoid by the establishment of peace in our own mind. So where there are no internal conflicts within one's mind, there is no external conflicts also. That much interpersonal conflicts is important because As example, if there is a huge problem or the conflict in the society, then giving solution to that problem, it is better to practice peace in our own self. It is the best way than giving solutions after the problem. So therefore, interpersonal conflict is very important as depicted in the Buddhism. So in the Pali literature also, there are many similar terms used to denote conflicts. Virodha, Vigraha, Sangatana, Vivada, and also Rana, also used to denote conflicts. This Aranavibhaga Sutta. Arana means the conflict-free situation. Rana means where there is conflicts, that is Rana. Where there is enjoyment and battles, that is Rana. So Arana means conflict-free situation. So Agani Sutta is an example to denote that the origin of the conflicts according to the Buddhist perspective. So according to the Aranavibhaga Sutta, it pointed out 10 factors, 10 defilements which are cause for the arisement of the conflicts in the society. Moha, Lobha, Dosa, Mana, Ditti, Vichikicha, Uddhacha, Pina, Ahirika and Anotappa. These defilements are the reason for the arisement of the both internal conflicts and also the external conflicts. So based on in this research, I based Aranavibhaga Sutta and I want to point out what are the methods which have been pointed out in Aranavibhaga Sutta for the conflicts management. So these are the 6 parts. Living accordance with the middle way, Majjhima Pratipada, avoiding 2 extremes, it means Atta Kilamatana Yoga and Sukalikana Yoga. And second method is teaching the Dhamma through understanding the concept of appreciation and depreciation. Third is pursuing pleasure within. And fourth is not uttering covert and overt speech. And speaking unhurriedly and not rejecting local language. These things are important to reduce, to avoid conflicts in the society. First one is, we know this is not a new thing in Aranavibhaga Sutta. In the very first Dhamma discussion of the Buddha, Dhamma Chakkappavatana Sutta, it is pointed out about the path of the middle way. So practicing Noble Eightfold Path is the living accordance with the middle way. So by avoiding pursuit of sensual pleasures, which is low, which is vulgar, which is ignoble, which is painful, we should not pursue such kind of sensual pleasures that is cause for the conflicts. So according to the Noble Eightfold Path, if we practice these 8 factors, it is cause for the establishment of peace in ourselves and also the peace in the society. So practicing Majjhima Pratipada or the middle way is the first method in Aranavibhaga Sutta. Second is teaching Dhamma through understanding the concept of appreciation and depreciation. So normally we know that people are used to judge the person according to their personality. It means Puddala Dittana. Not they are concerning about their Dhamma Dittana. Okay. It means that as example, as a teacher, if we criticize a student in front of the class, saying that you are the bad student of the class,
हामी बाहिर झगडा बाहिर विभिन्न किसिमको अब युद्ध भइरहेको हामी देख्छौँ। साधारणतया हामी ठान्छौँ कि कुनै झगडा हुनुको पछाडिको कारण अर्को व्यक्ति हो, अरू कारण हो। तर वास्तवमा झगडा जुनसुकै भए तापनि त्यसको मूल कारण हाम्रै शरीरभित्र लुकेको हुन्छ, हाम्रो शरीरभित्रको मनमा लुकेको हुन्छ, हाम्रो चित्तमा लुकेको हुन्छ। त्यसैले झगडाको कारण बाहिर हुन नथान्नु भन्ने उहाँले प्रस्तुत गर्नु भएको छ र त्यसलाई समाधान गर्नको लागि बौद्ध शिक्षामा धेरै उपायहरू छन्, त्यसमा उहाँले उपायहरू पनि बताउनु भएको छ। र धन्यवाद छ सचिन हंसिकालाई गर्ने क्रममा आफ्नो रेकर्डिङ उठाउनु भएको छ। त्यो रेकर्डिङ यहाँ प्रस्तुत हुन गइरहेको छ। उहाँ को हो भने गुगल अहिलेको जुन यो गुगल भनिन्छ नि त्यसले सर्च गरे अनुसार विश्वमा सबभन्दा खुसी व्यक्ति, द ह्याप्पिएस्ट पर्सन इन द वर्ल्ड इज रिकार्ड म्याथ्यू। उहाँको प्रेजेन्टेसन अब हामी हेर्न गइरहेका छौँ।
In the very sacred place of Lord Buddha's birthplace, but may I share a few words with you? And so, besides Buddhist tradition, there's also the Greek philosopher Aristophanes said that education is not filling a vase, but lighting a flame. So education should be what gives us a sense of meaning in life, a sense of direction, and give us some value to become a good human beings and contribute in a wholesome way to the happiness of others and to relieve their suffering. So it meets very much with the Buddhist ideals. The first teaching of the Buddha, of the Four Noble Truths, was to recognize the existence of suffering, to say also that suffering doesn't come out just out of the blue, falling from the sky or without causes, but there are causes for suffering. And at any cause, they are impermanent. So therefore, there's a possibility for the cessation of suffering. That's very important. If there was no possibility to get out of suffering, then we better relax and think of something else. So if there is a possibility to cure from suffering and its cause, then we should follow the path. So in a way, the whole Buddhist path is a kind of education from being addicted to the causes of suffering to gain freedom from the causes of suffering. It's a part of transformation from being caught into the darkness of ignorance and delusion towards the goal of wisdom and inner freedom. So those ideals should also translate in education of our children. Again, if we ask, parents, what would you like education to bring to your child? They will say, I would like my child to be happy in life, to have a meaningful life, to accomplish the twofold accomplishment of others' benefit and his or her own benefit, to be a good person, to flourish in life. So that's what any parent will wish for the children. Now, if we look at what modern education is offering, it's of course discipline, to learn, to work hard, to solve problems, to get in your brain as much information and knowledge which is possible. So it's not exactly the same as making a good human being. So providing the conditions for a child to become a good human being. And we know also from scientific research in psychology that just intelligence, IQ, doesn't predict a successful life. It is more like emotional intelligence, how to relate to others, to be a good person, to develop positive human qualities like benevolence, compassion, honesty, truthfulness, all those positive values. That what predicts much better a successful life, a flourishing life, a thriving. Not very useful. Or they play a video game where people kill each other from beginning to the end. So they will get values, but not very good values sometimes. So it is important, whether it's a religious-based education with Buddhism or other religion, or even a secular education, to educate about universal ethics, things that everyone accepts, honesty, truthfulness, to the value of friendship, the value of solidarity, the value of compassion, the value of caring for others, the value of recognizing the interdependence of all sentient beings. Those are also core values in Buddhism, but they can be also accepted universally by everyone. So I think in that way, Buddhism has a lot to contribute to modern education by bringing back values. Now, once I read a survey that all over the world with young people from age 15 to say 25, and they were asked, do you think there are universal values and 60% said no. It's quite surprising, but I guess, if you ask a young person from Pakistan, are the universal values, so they might think, oh, the Western people are going to impose on us their values. But if you ask, do you think that honesty, friendship, helping others is a universal value? They will always say yes, of course. So it's all a matter of, definition and helping us to recognize that there are definitely some basic values. His Holiness the Dalai Lama speaks of secular ethics, we could speak of universal ethics. And within that universal ethics, by far, loving kindness, compassion, care for others, I think is the most fundamental value.
संसारको सबभन्दा सुखी व्यक्ति, happiest person in the world भन्ने गरिन्छ। र त्यस क्रममा धेरै मान्छेले प्रश्न सोधे र मैले आफैले पनि उहाँलाई व्यक्तिगत धेरै पटक भेटेँ र त्यो घोषणा गरिसकेपछि मलाई पनि चासो लाग्यो र मैले पनि सोधेँ उहाँलाई, तपाईँ कसरी संसारको सुखी पर्सन हुनुभयो? किनकि संसारमा त मान्छेहरू अब सुखको लागि कहाँ गरिरहेका छन्, के गरिरहेका छन्, विभिन्न किसिमको चाहिँ गरिरहेका छन्। उहाँहरू चाहिँ कसैले त्यो सुखीको त्यो भएन, त्यो तहमा पुगे। तर तपाईँ संसारकै सुखी व्यक्तिको रूपमा कसरी भयो? पहिले के गर्नुभयो? जस्तो चाहिँ ध्यान गरेर हो कि, खाना खाएर हो कि, घुमेर हो कि, कहीँ गएर हो कि, के हो? मैले सोधेँ। यो तपाईँलाई पनि जिज्ञासा लाग्न सक्छ, किन होला, कसरी होला भन्ने क्रममा उहाँले के उत्तर दिनुभयो भने, उहाँले दिनुभएको उत्तर, म भित्रको, मेरो शरीरभित्रको म भन्ने जुन भावना छ, मैले त्यसलाई हटाउने प्रयास गरेँ। बस त्यसैबाट मलाई सुखको अनुभूति हो। किन भन्दाखेरि जति पनि दुःख हुन्छन्, यो मेरो लागि, यो मलाई चाहिन्छ, मलाई नभई हुँदैन। जुन हामी भित्र म भन्ने जुन भावना छ, त्यसलाई हामीले एकदम गहन रूपमा त्यसले समातेको हुनाले हामीले जहिले पनि आफूलाई नहुँदाखेरि, आफूलाई केही नपुग्ने बित्तिकै, आफूलाई केही नहुने बित्तिकै दुःखको अनुभूति गर्छौँ।
The situation all around the world at the moment, everywhere turmoil going on. Through the Buddhist education, we can settle down, perhaps. But so far that pedagogy is concerned, I believe that there are 3 personalities included. So I want to know your perception on it. That is visionary personality, and the other one auditory, and the last one is kinesthetic. I heard that, I read somewhere that there are 3 personalities. Even if when you go to the school, if you are the visionary personality and your student are kinesthetic, they cannot understand what you're talking about. So don't you think that this should be included when we talk about the addressing of the all global challenges at the moment? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your wonderful question. I myself believe reflective practice. Reflective practice, as Buddha was used to do it, reflective practices. Buddha always believed in I believe also in a critical pedagogy. I studied critical pedagogy, and critical pedagogy is a dialogue, conversations, you see. And what we are saying at the right, some of the visionary leaders, they don't have any dialogue. Don't initiate dialogue, don't sensitize, don't adopt. Not allowing others also communism. It's imposition, it's domestication of the learners. In my class, I take undergraduate class when I say that, please speak up.
हामी यो बुद्धिस्ट टिचिङको बारेमा, बुद्धिस्ट एजुकेसनको बारेमा यहाँ बहस छलफल गरिरहेका छौँ। अब हाम्रो यो खास गरेर दक्षिण एसियाली समुदाय र खास गरेर नेपाल र भारतमा एउटा एकदमै ठुलो जटिल चाहिँ समस्या, त्यसलाई अब एड्रेसिङ ग्लोबल च्यालेन्जेस भनेर चाहिँ शीर्षक राखिएछ। यो एउटा अहिले आएर आजभन्दा 50 वर्ष अगाडि यो ग्लोबल च्यालेन्ज थिएन जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई, तर अहिले आएर यो ग्लोबल च्यालेन्ज भइराखेको छ। त्यो के भनेपछि हाम्रो समाजमा भएको जुन चाहिँ कास्ट बेस्ड डिस्क्रिमिनेसन, जातीय भेदभाव र छुवाछुत, अनटचेबिलिटी भनेर भनिन्छ, यो समस्या एकदम विकराल समस्याको रूपमा अहिले संसारभरि फैलिरहेको छ। इभन अमेरिका, इभन युके, इभन अस्ट्रेलिया, इभन जापान, जहाँ जाउँ तपाईँको दलित समुदाय दलित कम्युनिटीमाथि चाहिँ तपाईँको यो तथाकथित यो उच्च जाति भन्नेहरूले यो जुन डिस्क्रिमिनेसन गर्ने जातीय भेदभाव छुवाछुत गर्ने चाहिँ भइरहेको छ यो ठुलो विकराल समस्याको रूपमा भइरहेछ र यो आजको 21औं 21st सेन्चुरीमा पनि हामी चाहिँ अहिले पनि दोस्रो दर्जाको मानव जस्तो भएर बाँच्नु परिरहेको छ। त्यसकारणले यो बुद्धिस्ट एजुकेसनमा यो विषयलाई समाधान गर्नको लागि एउटा ठोस अभियान चाहिँ बुद्धिस्टहरूले किन चलाउन सकिरहेको छैन भन्न त भनिन्छ कि चाहिँ अब बुद्धिस्टहरूले जातपात छुवाछुत मान्दैन भनेर भनिन्छ, तर व्यावहारिक रूपमा त्यो छैन। इभन नेपालमा पनि छैन। नेपालमा पनि अब बुद्धिस्ट समुदाय भन्ने तामाङ, गुरुङ, शेर्पा, थकाली यस्ता जातिहरू जो छन् उनीहरूले पनि चाहिँ तपाईँको दलित समुदायमाथि भन्न आफू बुद्धिस्ट हो भन्छन् तर दलित समुदायमा छुवाछुत गर्छन्। इभन नेवार समुदायमा पनि काठमाडौँको नेवार समुदायमा पनि बुद्धिस्टहरू छन्। उनीहरू आफू शाक्यहरू वज्राचार्यहरू आफूलाई बुद्धिस्ट भन्छन् तर उनीहरूले पनि चाहिँ तपाईँको आफैभित्र पनि छुवाछुत छ र हामी दलित समुदायमाथि पनि छुवाछुत गर्छौँ। त यसलाई हटाउनको लागि यो बुद्धिस्ट टिचिङ र यसको एजुकेसनले चाहिँ किन सकिरहेको छैन मेरो प्रश्न।
So from the Buddhist perspective, how discrimination can be solved?
I don't have any automatic solution here. But you were talking about Nepal. Let me tell you one thing. When I was a child, my nose was flat. But in India, luckily or very interestingly, India recognize Boru as a scheduled tribe. Okay? For their job. But some Boruas, who like the Mushuddis, Talabdar and Chaudhuris in Bengal, they didn't like it. Why? They consider the high class Brahman. They married a Brahman lady. My cousins, first cousins in India, their Murshidi writings, some of the Talukdars, well placed, high up because of education. Ahumya Burwas are very upper class Brahman. They said, no, I'm not a tribal, not a Pahari, not a Bujata, I'm Bengali speaking. For example, in Bangladesh, I was telling to my cousin, first cousin, did you study your history? He's older, he's elder than me. I said, why you claim yourself you are Bengali? Why speaking Bengali? I said, my two sons can't speak Bengali. Both of them can speak English and French. They are not English or French at all. They still discriminated, color. So when I came to the university here after long years living in the States and Canada and UK, I came to Switzerland, I came to Dhaka. So one day some of my students telling, oh, who's that coming? I'm a teacher, a professor, I had it. I didn't say smile. I smiled and they came to the class. Hey man, what are you discussing over there? You're talking I'm Pujati and Pahari, right? I was smiling, I didn't show up any anger. I said, hey, you're treating me as a Pahari? I said, you feel proud that a Pahari guy in teaching at this university, only Pahari guy, and it is your ornament. Your ornament, you can tell that we have a Pahari guy teaching at this university. I said, go, two Borua guys, there are some guys in a university, they don't have that courage. I have that courage. I said that I'm Pahari guy teaching here. It is for this university, you will not find single one, anyone. I'm the only single guy here. I said, I'm Pahari. But also coming from the mainland. So I know the Bengali. Let's just speak a good Bengali here. Say, Bangladeshi people, they can't speak good Bengali. I was trained in Kolkata. I say, Bhalu ache? I said, come on, please speak up Bengali. You have to prove yourself. Look into Dr. Ambedkar. Dr. Ambedkar proved himself. He's a diligent and efficient. So if you say that you have a naive learning, if you think that you are dormant, you are not listening to any other, you see that you cannot say anything else, so you will always treat it bad. Buddha said, Buddha also his education is anti-oppressive. Anti-oppressive. That's the Shoda. So I think if you really think on these issues, you can prove yourself. I don't have an automatic solution because I have to do then research, discover and rediscover for innovative ideas in your context. Thank you very much.
On exploring our issues related with the Buddhist education, perspectives and our aspects. So in this second session of this international conference, there are 8 presenters of there are 8 speakers. So I would like to request each of the persons to kindly come on the dais and kindly grace the seat also. First of all, I would like to request Professor Dr. Sao Bhatt Sandhar from Dehradun, Bharati University. So I request her to kindly come on the dais and sit on the seat. Then there is another Professor Dr. Krishi Chand. She will present her paper through online. I request our Ramesh Pantiji to kindly arrange for Dr. Krishi Chand when she is coming online, she can present her paper also. So sorry for inconvenience. The undeclared tea break was done, and so we have lost 1 hour in tea break. So now the time is 4 o'clock. We have to finish it by anyhow 5:30. So there are more than 8 presenters. So I will request each of the presenters to summarize his paper within 15 minutes. It will be better that if they present their papers within 15 minutes, and in the last of the session we will have the question and answers forum also, and if anyone has the question on any paper, he can ask the question or comment on any paper. So at the end, so first of all, I would like to request Professor Dr. Sao Bhatt Sandhar. She is a professor at Bharati University, Dehradun, and she had been very active in India also. And she had been to Magadha University, Bodh Gaya. She was mobilizing a number of Burmese students in Magadha University Department of Buddhist Studies. I know her very well, and she is very active, and she is mobilizing a number of foreign nationals at Bharati University, Meerut as well as Dehradun, and recently she has been appointed as a visiting professor of Lumbini Buddhist University, Faculty of Buddhist Studies. So it is honor and pride for the Lumbini Buddhist University that she has come with their 2 Venerable monks, Venerable Buddha Ghosh and Venerable Vishit. We are quite fortunate, and I request our Professor Dr. Bhatt Sandhar to present her paper. Kindly, Professor Sandhar.
Minglawa, Namaste. Thanks again. Firstly, I would like to thanks again to Honorable Vice Chancellor from Lumbini Buddhist University and Dr. Mani Sector, Dean from Lumbini Buddhist University, and the faculty members from Lumbini Buddhist University, and my respected chairperson, Dr. Bimendra Kumar also, and my respected Venerable Bhikkhu Sangha, and Dhamma brothers and sisters. Today we are here together because we share our knowledge about exploring the relevance of Buddhist education in addressing global challenges. Among these topics, I would like to discuss. I would like to explain a little bit why we are learning about Buddhist education. So, connecting with the Buddha's teachings and Buddhist education, transaction mere spiritual pursuits, it is a holistic approach that encompasses all aspects of human existence. While our ultimate goal is Nibbana, but before we attain to the Nibbana, We have two aspects of Buddhist education and Buddhist teachings we face. One is for our this present life and daily life also. Another one is for attaining the Nibbana. Nibbana means we wish to free from samsara. Samsara is the cycle of death and rebirth. So even we are the ordinary person, even we cannot attain to Nibbana in this present life, what we can do? We have to practice, we have to learn how to live and how to stay in our daily life. That is also important for us. So our Buddha was teaching many aspects of field according to way of life also, attain to the Nibbana also. But from here, today I will explain about how to survive or how to lead. Here I mentioned ethical leadership in education from Buddhist perspective. But I mentioned not only for the leadership, but it is also relating to the every person, even to the householder also. Householder means I'm not meaning only for the man, not for the women also. How we lead to our family members, how we lead to our daily life according to the Buddha's teachings. So, please start. Introduction. These papers explore the intersection of ethical leadership based on the profound teachings of Buddhism, offering insights and lessons that leaders and entrepreneurs can draw upon and foster a culture of integrity, compassion, and mindfulness in their organizations. In an era marked by rapid technological advancement and global interconnectedness, the need for ethical leadership has never been more critical. This paper delves into the principles and ethics of Buddhism and their applicability to the realm of administrators, aiming to inspire leaders to integrate these principles into their educational practice and organizational strategies. By examining the parallels between Buddhist philosophy and ethical leadership, this paper seeks to contribute to the ongoing discourses on fostering moral and socially responsible leadership in the educational landscape. The contemporary next slide, please. The contemporary landscape of educational and administration is characterized by multi-faced challenges, demanding ethical leaders who can navigate complexities while upholding values that contribute to the great goods. Drawing inspirations from Buddha's teachings,
ethical leaders can contribute in the Buddhist education. So thank you very much. We will discuss in the last of the session. And if anyone has any question or comment, that can be accepted at the end of the session. So, Ramesh Kuntiji, whether Christy Chand is available on the line? Just kindly check it. Otherwise, we can move to another speaker. Christy Chand, second speaker. From Taiwan.
For this international conference, as well as Professor Bimalandra Kumar, the chair of this session. Thank you, sir. My paper title is The Buddhist Foundational Approach to Right Livelihood Education. And this paper categorically divided into 5 categories, apart from introduction and conclusions. The first category is the life of Buddha and teaching of right livelihood. The second category, development of Buddhism and practice of right livelihood. And third is the contribution of different luminaries on the concept of right livelihood. The contribution of different luminaries on the concept of non-acquisitions. And the final was the contribution of different luminaries on the concept of interconnection and the last conclusion is the modern interpretation of right livelihood. Now we read. Buddhism is a major world religion that originated in ancient India around 5th century BC. The founder of Buddhism, Siddhartha Gautama, known as the Buddha, taught the path of enlightenment and freedom from the suffering is through the understanding and following the Four Noble Truths and Eightfold Path and some precept, which is the foundation for establishing the Buddhism in a very thought-provoking way. The right livelihood is an essential aspect of Buddhist ethics, is considered as a necessary condition for spiritual growth. According to the Buddha, the right livelihood means avoiding any kinds of work, the cause of harm or suffering to oneself and others. As such, trading weapons, intoxications, and living being for a slaughter. The right livelihood, Buddha, and teaching of right livelihood. Siddhartha Gautama, known as a Buddha, was born in this particular place, Lumbini. Is present day Nepal, which is around the 5th century BC. He was born into a royal family and the Sakya clan and was given the name Siddhartha, meaning one who has accomplished a goal. He has rise in the luxurious, was protected from the outside world by his father, and who fear that Siddhartha would renounce his royal heritage and become a religious ascetic. Despite his privilege of upbringing, the Siddhartha was not content with his life and was deeply troubled by the suffering he was around him. At the age of 29, he decided to leave his palace and his family in the search of the enlightenment. He studied with various spiritual teachers and practiced extreme asceticism, but found that there is a method did not bring the enlightenment he sought. Eventually, he sat under the Buddha tree and attained the enlightenment or nirvana, after which he was born as Buddha, the enlightened one. Buddha's teachings are centered on the Four Noble Truths, which are the truth of suffering, the truth of the cause of suffering, the truth of the sensation of suffering, and the truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. According to the Buddha, suffering is inherent part of life and is caused by attaching and craving. These sessions of suffering or the nirvana can be attained by following the Eightfold Path, which is the path that leads to the cessation of suffering. The Eightfold Path includes right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentrations. These 8 factors are not to be understood as a separate step, but rather as an aspect of a holistic path that interconnected and enforce each other. Right livelihood is the 4th step of the Eightfold Path. It is considered a necessary condition for a spiritual growth. The Buddha thought that one's livelihood should not involve any action that cause harm to any other and ourselves. He encouraged lay people to follow a middle way between the ascetic styles and our worldly lifestyles. He also encouraged his followers to avoid occupation that cause harm, such as hunting, fishing, selling weapons, and intoxication. The Buddha's teaching on right livelihood emphasized the importance of non-harms and compassion to one's action and livelihood. Buddha believed that one's livelihood should be based on honesty, faith, and generosity, and should not involve any exploitation or deception. He also stressed that right livelihood should be pursued with mindfulness and non-attachment, not for the purpose of accumulation, wealth, and power. The development of Buddhism and practice of right livelihood.
Introduction. Recent there has been growing interest in integrating spiritual and education into mainstream curricula, with Buddhism emerging as a particularly important thing. This introduction provides an overview of the reasons behind politics, Buddhist education, into modern secular system. It outlines the objectives of the study and present the future of the people. Essence of Buddhist education deals into the core principle of Buddhist education, exploring its historical roots and philosophical underpinnings. It discusses the key concepts such as mindfulness, compassion, and interconnectedness, which form the basis of Buddhist pedagogy. Additionally, examine the roots of Buddhist practice, such as meditation and ethical cultivation, and promoting holistic development and well-being among students. Potential impacts of Buddhist education and modern society. Drawing in empirical research and theoretical investigates the potential impacts of integrating Buddhist education into modern curriculum. It examines how exposure to Buddhist teaching can enhance students.
Navigating challenges in the digital age with Buddhist value. Abstract. In an era dominated by technological advancement, the integration of technology in education presents both promises and perils. This paper explores the ethics of technology in education, emphasizing the navigation of challenges in the digital age through the lens of Buddhist value. By examining key ethical considerations such as privacy, equity, and mindfulness, this study advocates for the balanced approach that incorporates technology while preserving the human value. Drawing upon the principles of compassion, interconnectedness, and mindfulness, educators can cultivate learning environments that fosters ethical use of technology, promotes digital literacy, and nurtures holistic development. Through critical reflections and intentional integrating of Buddhist values, this paper offers insights into addressing the ethical dilemmas and fostering responsible digital citizenship in education. Introduction. In today's digital age, the integrations of technology in education has become ubiquitous, offering unprecedented opportunities and learning and innovation for learning and innovations. However, alongside these benefits come ethical dilemmas and changes that demand careful considerations. This paper delves into the ethical dimensions of technologies in education, with a particular focus on navigating these challenges through the application of Buddhist values. Ethical considerations, privacy and data ethics. The proliferation of educational technologies raises concerns regarding the privacy and the security of students' data. Buddhist principles of non-harming ahimsa.
Theories related with the compassion as well as mindfulness and interconnectedness can be applied in technology as well as in Buddhist education also. So next paper is going to be presented by our Dr. Ujjwal Kumar. He is online and kindly allow him to present his paper. So Dr. Ujjwal Kumar, are you online?
I believe, as he talked before, that this is a very, very important topic for the education in Buddhism. That is the Kalama Sutra. So, please, you can change. Thank you. So, this is the topic of the conference, relevance of the Buddhist education in addressing global challenges. What forms of Buddhist education are essential in addressing contemporary global challenges? So I'm talking to the youth. I decided to came here and embrace to talk about education for the future generations, because I think this is extremely important. We had wonderful presentations today and I was very delighted to hear, but I think we should look straight forward to keep walking in the path. And the path is not ours, we are here temporarily. We know life is very short, so next generations are the one who really we must pay attention and try to engage them and push them to practice the Dharma. This is extremely important, because if we don't approach youth, if we don't enthusiasm, if we don't give them a reason, a motive to practice Buddha Dharma, then who is going to practice and transmit in the future? So I think we should really consider this fact, and we should also consider, for this to happen, it must have two wonderful important things. That is ethicals, which is lacking. Look around our world. I will summarize by words. I have the presentation and I did a paper later you can watch. I prefer to summarize talking directly than reading and reading. So, look at the state of the world right now. We are having a humanitarian crisis all over the place. We have Ukrainian and Russia war in Europe. Then we have Israel and Palestine conflict. And what is behind all this? The three mental poisons. It's obvious. Basically resumed in man's greed, ambition, corruption. So all these qualities have been developed along the time while people were practicing the Buddha Dharma. But seems that our prayers didn't work. Because in the field, our mankind put everything a big mess. So, in our days, what we have? Violence.
Thank you, Dr. Sonia. I have written these questions and you brought that in the dashboard. That is really very motivational and really powerful speech. Thank you so much. So I would not ask those questions because you have already placed the seed in our brain. I was going to ask this same question to Venerable Buddha Gosha, because his topic is mostly focused on technical techniques in education, and I'm a little bit skeptic about using ChatGPT regarding Buddhism. So as you practice monastic practice, you are an experiential one, and how would you perceive this ChatGPT as a technical word? Because I really like what Dr. Sonia said. I really like one-on-one dialogue rather than using ChatGPT. So what would be your suggestion? Because since you are also using technique and you are also practicing monastic practice, so what would be your suggestion to us, to me, as a general person? That is question to Venerable Buddha Gosha. And the other question is with Dr. Ujjwal Kumar. regarding competency.
A 13th or 14th century writer, English writer. He said, if you inquire, you can go to the truth. You can catch the root of the truth. That is also litmus truth. So, and thank you very much.
That you are open spoken person. You speak directly. So, in the context of the question, often these type of questions arrive, that Buddha was born in Nepal or India, and such type of issues when they arise, how do you take such type of question? Is it relevant to our life?
It doesn't matter at all. It matters Buddha born.
If you go through the Satipatthana Sutta, Buddha also says that this mindfulness is the only way for getting a state of eternal bliss. Ekayano maggo sattanam visuddhiya dalitam chattaro satipatthana kayanupassana, vedananupassana, chittanupassana, dhammanupassana. So mindfulness has been given more stress. There are the 5 indriyas also and 5 balas also. And if you go through the 37 factors of enlightenment, this mindfulness comes 5 times of the 7 stages of the 37 factors of enlightenment. So this interconnectedness, she was discussing that how ethical leadership can play a great role. And this interconnectedness is nothing when Buddha says that Chat bhikkhave charikam bhajan hitaya bhajan sukhaya lokanukampaya athaya dev manusyananti. Here the term bhajan hitaya bhajan sukhaya, this shows the community development and how the interconnectedness of the people, that bhajan hitaya bhajan sukhaya. So this interconnectedness comes from the very first word of the Buddha, when the Buddha Sangha was formed. So this interconnectedness has been also a burning topic related with the law of dependent originations or law of interdependence. And Acharya Nagarjuna also in Madhyamakarika, he has discussed that how interdependence has been given. And there are 4 aspects related with Acharya Nagarjuna, which discusses about mutual dependence, coexistence, cooperation and co-enjoyment. These are the 4 aspects related with the law of interdependence in the Madhyamakarika. And these 4 aspects of interdependence discusses about the community development or samudaya, what Buddha says about that. So Sandar also discusses about the mindfulness, compassion, empathy. These 3 are the Buddhist teachings which can be followed by the practitioners of the leaders. They can be practiced by the educators also, and this way ethical leadership can contribute in the society also. And then lastly she was discussing about the Sila, Samadhi and Panya, how these 3 can play also role in our bringing ethical leadership in the society. Second paper was submitted or presented by our Professor Dr. Christy Chand, and she was discussing mainly based upon the artificial intelligence. What does it say? In the concept note of this our international conference, there were 3 questions which have been raised by our academic director of the seminar, Dr. Manik Ratna Sakyaji. And based upon these 3 questions, the answers which were given by the artificial intelligence